Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is John and today we're going to talk about turbo inlet pipes. I just got a new one, which I think personally is the best turbo inlet pipe on the market right now. So in this video we're going to talk about the reasons why I think that, what separates this from the rest, and the benefits of it. So stay tuned and let's hop right in. With me here today, we have three different turbo inlet pipes. We got our stock OEM one, we have one from CTS Turbo, and on my left is the brand new DBV2 3-inch turbo inlet pipe that we will be installing. Now, before I head into all the details about the different ones I have with me today, if you could, I'd ask that you hit the subscribe button, like, comment. You know, guys, it really helps me out at the end of the day, and it helps me to make more content for you guys in the future. So without further ado, guys, let's head into the install, or rather reverse, let's head into the disassembly of the turbo inlet. I previously had this on the car. Now I'm upgrading to the DBV2 3-inch turbo inlet, and I will tell you guys and cover why. But first, let's head to the disassembly. So currently I did have the car running for a bit. I drove it around a little bit. Best way to get this thing off, it's a little bit of a tight fit according to everyone online. So pro tip was just to make the car get the engine a little bit warm, and it'll be easy to get the turbo inlet pipe on. In our case, however, it will make it a little bit easier for us to take it off. First step you guys need to do, I personally have a silicone hose attached to the turbo inlet pipe. A lot of you maybe might have the OEM baffle. If you do, the best way to take it off, it does come with a spring clamp aside from this this kind of ring clamp I have here. The best way to get that off, I found, was to use a set of needle nose pliers and kind of just squeeze them together and move it up. This one is going to be a fair bit more easier. I'm just going to have to unscrew these a little bit, loosen them up, and pull them out. Alright, next step here would be to unclip the PCV hose here. I have looks like I have the newer edition, which has like a little bit of an opening here. Probably the revision piece. I think I'm just going to try to pry it open a little bit and then pull it right off. I'm going to unbolt the turbo inlet support to the turbo here, and then I can get an angle and pull it off. I can't remember if you're still stock. It's a Torx bit. Can't remember the size, but it looks like mine here was replaced with just looks like a 10 mil. So I'll just pull this right off, and I should be able to take off the PCV pipe here. Alright, so 10 mil out. Should be able to rotate this now. Rotate this up. Just rotate this a little bit to get some clearance, and I can pull this right off. Alright, so I managed to get it off. This revision is actually a whole lot easier than the old one. So all it is just a push clip right here. You push this in and you just pull right up. Much easier. Just a simple twist here, and then I pull it right out. Alright, so now let's touch touch on a few points on the different turbo inlet pipes I have with me today. So we're going to start off with the stock OEM turbo inlet pipe that comes with your vehicle. Now, as you can see and probably hear, it is made out of plastic. A downside to that is basically over time it could possibly crack due to heat. Now, a huge disadvantage of using this and this turbo inlet pipe on your car, not changing it, is if you can see here, the diameter of the pipe actually tapers down pretty aggressively towards the end. Now, this acts as a huge bottleneck on the intake side of things. If you've gone with an aftermarket intake or gone with a high flow air filter, I would highly recommend you swap this piece out, as it would really minimize the amount of gains you can get on the intake side of things. Now, a common upgrade that people go with when they're swapping this unit out is to go with a turbo inlet pipe from various different companies. In this case, this is from CTS Turbo. A lot of companies make the same design in this turbo inlet pipe, just rebranded, but this itself is a 2.75-inch opening. It is consistent throughout the length of the turbo inlet, made out of aluminum. Now, this particular unit you're probably going to find from a lot of different companies, and this one in particular, it does have a velocity stack inside there. Now, quality with CTS is a lot, with a lot of people is hit and miss. This specific unit, the velocity stack is actually not flush with the pipe here, so I have some hard edges sticking out, which will definitely impede airflow. But for the most part, this will do the trick for what you're looking for. Now, if you're like me and you want the next best thing and you want to maximize your gains, this is when I would highly suggest looking at the DBV2 3-inch turbo inlet pipe. Now, as the name suggests, it's a true 3-inch turbo inlet pipe, consistent throughout the length of the pipe. Now, this one here is a pretty big difference from the OEM, but this one here is a massive difference in size. We're going to go and look and have a closer look at the DBV2 turbo inlet pipe in a second. All right, so let's take a closer look at the DBV2 turbo inlet. So as the name suggests, it is a 3-inch turbo inlet, which is bigger than the CTS and the other similar offerings. It is made out of stainless steel. It is a thicker stainless steel as well, and it does actually, in fact, really enhance the sound of your turbo and your intake. Now, if you're curious how it sounds, check out my other video when I got my S3 back from the shop. I'll probably link it or throw a link up here somewhere. You can hear for yourself just how much you can now hear the turbo and hear the spool of it. It's crazy, and that alone makes it worth it. But the gains is what's the most important part here. Now, it is the biggest diameter for the turbo inlets that I'm aware of. It does come with a velocity stack as well. So unlike the CTS turbo, the actual connection from the velocity stack to the elbow itself is smooth. It's a smooth finish. The quality is there. It is a quality piece. There's no straight edges sticking out. It's just a smooth transition, which is what you want to get the best airflow. Now, the downside of this running this turbo inlet is the OEM intake baffle will not fit with this. You're going to have to get yourself a silicone tube intake hose. This is just a standard one. It's not a special one-off unit. A lot of companies make this. I personally bought this from ECS. I think it was like $40 or something like that. Now, here's a quick comparison of the stock OEM intake tube. As you can see here, it is restrictive with all this baffling here to just, tone down the sound. If you're doing a turbo inlet pipe upgrade, I would highly suggest you switch your intake tube as well. Now, I'm not going to release all the dimensions of the unit in respect to DBV2, but not only is this side the largest available right now, but this side as well, where it mates with the turbo, is actually bigger than the other offerings right now. It's hard to see, but maybe you can kind of get a quick look. But it is in fact bigger, and this definitely will have the best airflow because it has the largest diameter, and it is the velocity stack connection is the smoothest by far, just by the quality and the craftsmanship. All right, guys, so right now I'm just going to demonstrate how I can just heat up the intake tube a little bit, and it will just slip right onto the DBV2 Turbo Inlet pipe. Alright guys, so I did manage to get it on. The main things you need to do is you need to heat up the hose, especially around the edge, to make sure that you can manipulate the hose a little bit better to kind of wiggle it in there. So what I also did to help out was I put a little bit of oil onto a paper towel, and I lubed up the inside of the hose a little bit as well as the turbo inlet pipe. And when I was pushing the pipe in basically near the end, so like something like this, I just used a flathead to kind of give me a little bit of space to wiggle it in. Alright, so aside from the obvious benefits of having a larger diameter, the DBV2 Turbo Inlet actually has some factual data to back it up. If you guys are aware, maybe a lot of you are familiar with the website, mygolfmark7.com. It's a website where the owner does various tests with airflow for different performance mods for the platform, such as air intakes, turbo inlet pipes, intercoolers. So in this specific case, I am looking at the data for the turbo inlet pipes. I will put a link down in the description for those who want to check out the website. So in this specific situation, they are testing the DBV2 with an aftermarket intake pipe and a large adapter. Now for all the other turbo inlets in this case, the DBV2 was the highest flowing turbo inlet. It's sitting at 527 CFM versus the next in line, which looks to be a prototype with a forge hose, sitting at 514. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm hoping that the information given helps you make an informed decision on what turbo inlet you need to purchase for your specific needs. There's more comments, so guys, stay tuned and we shall see you on the next one.